Well, hello and welcome back to the Learn podcast. Today, where you are joining us is we learn, we earn abilities, learn abilities, we reflect and network. Today we have John Acosta, we have Adrian, and we have Arena. Whoa, I just stumbled over your name, sis. Sorry about that. Just making sure you all know we're just as genuine as you are and make just as many mistakes. Welcome to the party. Welcome back. We're so glad that you're joining us. As you come in, make sure you shout out hey in the comments so that we can see you. Love that the most. We will be doing some interaction. Today, we're going to talk about what is success and how you can have more of that. And then everybody's going to get a chance to tell you a little bit about what they're doing and what upcoming fun things you can get a part of, right? Because we're going to listen, we're going to earn our new abilities, we want to reflect, and then it's all about that network so we can work together. Another thing that this team does is we are looking to help you with accountability buddies. So make sure you join the group, and we can link you up with people to help each other out because everything's better with a buddy. Yep. Okay. Wanted to start us off with a little thorn, bud, and rose. So our brains are naturally designed as a survival technique to think about the things that have gone wrong. But we want to earn that ability to move from a problem to a solution. And one of the ways we can do that is reflect on the process, right? So the thorn is going to be a challenge that we run into. The bud is that lesson that we get to carry with us that can grow into the rose, which is success. So I would love to invite everybody here. Let's start with Arena because I messed your name up first. And with us a thorn, a bud, and a rose that you've had.
Right. So actually, people who are on my Facebook page, last week I tried my first Facebook Live. It took me an effort, but finally I broke through. So there is always the beginning, right? And I decided to be fancy. So I decided to stream from the Zoom. I watched a lot of YouTube videos beforehand, thinking, okay, I got it. Once I came in, all of a sudden I hear that echo. But you know what? I said, let me just continue. So I just was very authentic. I said, this is my first Facebook Live, okay? Just bear with me. And then I said, I hear that echo. But I said, let me just go and do it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's going to turn out the way it should turn out. And obviously it was a screwed up. But you know what? That was my thorn, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But my bad was, I said, next day, I said, I'm going to do another one. However, I'm not going to erase that first one. Because I just want to show that we all make mistakes and it's okay to make mistakes. Because if I'm just going to erase everything, make it perfect, people are going to look at me and they're going to say, this is her, but this is not me. So I just wanted to be authentic and vulnerable and to say this has happened to everybody. It's totally perfect to be imperfect. So that was my bad. And my rose was next day I went live. I already grabbed the phone. I said, stop being fancy, be real. And it turned out great. So that was my story.
That's fantastic. Great. Yeah. Adrian.
My thorn was that I was edging more towards burnout, feeling really exhausted last week. And the lesson within that was balance, boundaries, taking care of myself really needed to be number one. And so the rose was new opportunities, which kind of led to some of the burnout, but I mean, it's still a good thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And right. To link that in such a perfect circle, like never ending, right? So yay, we get burned out, but we figure it out and then we get new opportunities, which could lead to burnout, or you can look at it as abundance. Well done. That's you. Right.
Thanks.
Johnny.
Well, this week I've decided that after giving so many freebies to all my new customers, I decided to stop doing that. Why? Because I was doing a study. Some of you already know the marketing study that I do. Usually when you go to a marketing agency, they charge you between $700 to $1,600 for the same study that I was delivering for free. And the issue that I was having is that I was giving this results to my clients, and them, instead of being at least cohesive with me, is like, oh my god, you put all this time and effort, they would actually take it and find somebody else to do it for free or cheaper.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so that's no longer gonna happen. So that was my thorn. And the way that I figure out to fix it is that now I still do the study, I sit down with you, now I print you a beautiful booklet that you can see, and I show you the booklet, and I go with it page by page, thing by thing. It's now like the study is bigger. It used to be like a 6-7 page study. Now our study is around 20 to 29 pages. So we really dig deep into your marketing. We make sure that your tool is working. And now if you want to keep the book, there's $150 charge.
Yes, good job.
So that was my rose and my butt.
Can I just add something to that? There was a great speaker at one of the events I attended, and this was the golden phrase she said. She said, transaction equals transformation. When people are not committed with money, the transformation is not felt, and they are not getting these results, and they are not serious about what they are doing. So transactions equals transformation.
Yeah, I've heard that is people who pay attention. Same concept.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I love, Johnny, that you maintain the ability to give the free value, but made being able to take it and jack it off to somebody else a cost. So you're still providing all that value, but you're holding on to it until they want to share a value. That's brilliant. Ooh, love that.
Yes, because put it this way, that's one thing that we all have different types of business here, and because all of you are coaches, but I'm a digital marketing coach per se. That's the way that it turns out.
Yeah.
And we all put up a lot of time learning our craft and understanding how to better help our clients, and that takes time. Sometimes in my case, I get a case of a client that they have done marketing, like for example, this was the customer that's why I decided to stop doing the free one. This customer had spent $80,000 with this other company. $80,000. I'm not talking about chump change. And I gave him a quote to redo his marketing and with the strategy and everything that would have cost him, give or take, almost $4,000 a month. So I was still cheaper than the other company and everything, yet still they just took all the strategy and everything and run to a freelancer. Because the freelancer doesn't know how to build a strategy, but they can follow the steps once they've been given. So I'm like, okay. So now I learned that I was doing a disservice to myself by just being too giving.
And to them. I mean, so here they got the strategy and then they run to somebody else to implement it. But the person who comes up with the strategy will always implement better.
Yes.
So they did a disservice to you and to themselves.
Yep. But Johnny, take it this way. Lesson learned, no failure. It's always lesson.
It's always a lesson. That's how I see everything in life.
Yes.
I'm of the idea that we as business owners, we should fail as often as we can, because failure is just a stepping stone to success. Because now you know how not to do it again.
I think this relates to our earlier morning conversation about morning routines and not doing them perfectly either. I mean, there's an element of failure / lessons in every single day.
Yes.
I know that's a topic for another time, but
no, but that fits exactly. I mean, that literally your brain develops faster through failure. That's just brain science. If you want a really silly song to help you with it, go look up Neuron Song by I Have Go. It's delightful. My toddler introduced it to me. We sing it every day now.
Nice. I love that.
I'm going to say it again for everybody who's watching. Go Google Neuron Song by I Have Go.
Okay.
It's delightful. And it will make you feel capable and confident again. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so my thorn bud rose, well, and these folks have already had to hear it, so now I'm sharing it with everybody else. So my thorn is technology. It's pretty much consistently technology. So I brought on a bunch of people to help me with that so that I didn't have to take on that stress. And I literally paid them to do it, and then they didn't do it. So the bud was remembering that even though I get all hormonal soupy about tech, I'm actually pretty good at it and I'm quite capable of figuring it out. And the rose to that is I was able to find a solution to all of the problems. And then I went to them and was like, guys, I literally pay you so I don't have to do this. Can I not do this next time? Let's figure out how to do that. And we're going to sit down and talk about exactly how that's going to work out for all of us.
Mhm.
Wow.
Great story. Great share.
Yeah. I had to do that with my email domain last week. It was hard. I mean, not even just, you can't like program it away either. It's just
No.
waiting and software. But we are capable of doing it. It's just usually patience and YouTube videos. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And slowing down ourselves long enough to not, like chuck the computer out the window.
Yep. That's a great lesson though. And to be able to go back and say, I know what you need to do. Here's how to do it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Like I can go figure it out, but I'm paying you to do it. So can I never have to do this again?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Or I'll find somebody who can.
Yes. Because I clearly know how to communicate it. So if you aren't getting it, I will find someone else. So hey, anybody out there watching, if you're a tech person, we may need to network. Okay.
And what you both are saying, it's so important, because it's not only figuring out where it went wrong, it's understanding how to properly give your point across.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes to other people, sometimes to yourself.
Yeah. Communication. It is hard from your first word to your last. Ain't that the truth, though?
Mm-hmm.
Communicators are the successful people for sure. That's all we need.
I talk about tools a lot, and inevitably, if you are struggling with a tool, it's probably because you need a better communication tool. Anytime you're working with anyone else and getting frustrated, a good communication tool almost always solves it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk success. What is it and how can we have more of it? Who doesn't want more success? If you're not interested in success, please put no in the comments and go ahead and turn this off. You don't need this. This is not about you. For the rest of us, so what is success? And this is going to be really a fun conversation because success by its nature is transient. I can't tell you what is going to make you successful. I know you were really hoping when you clicked onto this that was what you were going to hear. You waited through all of those rose, thorns, and buds, ready for that pearl of here it is. But that's not how it works. For example, the things that made you feel successful 10 years ago, do they still make you feel successful today? If they do, go ahead and shout a Y in the comments. But if they don't, welcome to the rest of us. I'm going to go, Adrian, what was something that 10 years ago was like, that's the win? And these days you're like, meh.
Starting the business and having it just kind of grow a little bit more. But my thoughts about growth were, of course, just
a whole different level.
There was a ceiling.
Yeah.
10 years, the ceiling rises a little bit more, and you want to make more of an impact. You want to help more people, and you want to be able to have the systems and everything in place. And that's just what I had to do. So,
yeah.
Plus, I wanted to be healthy because I always wanted to be one of the dietitians who actually walked her talk rather than like drinking Diet Coke and pulling M&Ms out of the drawer while I was talking to my diabetic clients. That just was not in alignment with what
I think that's
what's
so
important.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious? What you're mentioning did happen to me years and years and years ago. I met a dietitian, and literally she was telling me, how to take care of my health and this and that, and she had like all types of junk food on the table. She was eating like as she was telling me what to do, and I'm like, okay.
Healthcare is an industry where you see a lot of hypocrisy. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
And not even just dietitians, like doctors, nurses, all of that. And like generally not always the healthiest people. And yet they're telling you to lose weight, to do this for health. So there's a knowledge disconnect, really.
Mm-hmm.
And a shoulding, right? So what you should do versus what actually gets done, right? Like we can't should on other people. We can only should on ourselves because we're the only one who knows what we actually should be doing. Yeah. That is an excellent segue to success. Yes, exact same concept. I could stand here all day and be like, what will make you feel successful? A, B, C, D, E, and F. And if that doesn't make you feel successful, something is wrong with you. But that's not true. It's just not true. Success is yours. Success is what you need it to be today. And it's different from what it was 10 years ago. And it's going to be different in 10 years, right? Rena, share something on that. What do you think?
For me, success was a huge deal 10 years ago when my daughter was smaller, when my son was not even around. So for me was to be a successful parent. Now, since they're bigger, grown, my daughter is 17, my son is soon going to be 9. And now it's more about being me as a success and impact the world and help as many people as I can. Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what do you think? Let's say that works. You are successful, period. And that happens for the next 10 years. What are you going to set your next success to be?
Next success would be to the contribution, the foundations. That's how I see myself. This is my next success. Mm-hmm. Giving back to the world. Mm-hmm. Because that's the whole point. When sometimes I talk to the people and some people saying, you know what, I'm okay where I am. I'm making enough money to go on these vacations a couple of times. And I said, you are not thinking in a broader spectrum. Don't think about just yourself. Think about others. Like if you were that successful, what does success mean? It means to be comfortable with money, right, as well. So it's part of the success. So being comfortable with money, meaning that not just for yourself, but also to share with others.
Ooh, that's a perfect segue. Yeah, success isn't just about success for us. That's one level. Then there's success with others. There's success in business. There's success as a parent. There's success in life. There's success in spirit. Oh my goodness. And that's going to change. It's going to keep changing. What makes you feel like a successful amount of money for yourself is different than what makes you feel successful in being able to share.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think it all comes to the fulfillment, because a lot of wealthy people, they might not be happy because they're not fulfilled.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, tell me something about that. I know you know that success is not just about money. Talk to me about what other kinds of success you've achieved in your world.
Well, that's the thing. As I have been developing my mind, I started a long time ago with a whole chase of money. And that brought me to a lot of discontent in my life. Because, I reached a certain amount of money that I was like, okay, I'm living comfortable. But like Irina said, I was miserable. Like, I'm like, okay, now I make this amount of money and I'm working this amount of hours, and now I don't have time to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I don't even have time to say, okay, I'm going to go and meet my family and have a nice dinner with the money that I made, because now I have no time, because the second that I stop, the money goes away. So as you were mentioning earlier, we have layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of success. But what success now means to me, it's having that balance where, okay, I make enough to pay all my bills, I make enough to have some savings, and I make enough to have the lifestyle that I want. That's it. If I can have that, plus regain my time, meaning I'm a single dad, so most of my time is spent with my daughter. And if I'm not with my daughter, I'm dancing. And dancing, it is expensive hobby. Why? Because I go through two to $300 shoes every 6 months.
Hmm.
In yeah, $1,200, $2,400 a year. It can get heavy.
Yeah.
hmm So it's that is part of what I see now success now this day.
What a shift. What a dramatic shift. So on that, how can we have more success? Well, I'd love to talk about that because that's actually ridiculously simple. Now, I said simple. I did not say easy. I meant simple. I did not mean easy. You have to work for success. You have to handle that weekly overload of responsibility and knowledge and make a choice. Your choice matters. So the best way, and I'm just going to give it and then we'll talk about it. The best ways to achieve success is to look for that clarity. Ask yourself, am I talking about financial success? Am I talking about emotional success? Am I talking about success with my time? Am I talking about success with my energy? And ask yourself, reflect on that and gain the clarity in all the different places in your life and what success looks like at each of those spots. And you're going to have to do it every single week or more. Adrian, what do you think on that?
I was just calling to mind like the whole wellness wheel or the 360 degrees of wellness. And you think about your house and like, what does success mean for my house? Like maybe new siding or whatever, routines built around that, relationship, social, like all of these different things do need to be addressed. And I think that's one of the most helpful exercises, just maybe quarterly, weekly, just kind of go around this wheel of wellness and just say, what would make me more successful in health or wealth or whatever. And then you just pick one thing and maybe it's making a budget.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love, and that
like
point is so
simple,
important.
But it's not easy.
Yeah, simple. And you can simplify it even more. So you want to look at all of them, but don't try and change all of them today. That's ridiculous and exhausting. Stop. Pick one that you want to think about today. And then pick another one tomorrow. And that's how you'll work your way around that wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Irina, what do you think?
You know what? I think it's very important also to recognize our successes because let's put it this way. If somebody says, you know what, I don't see myself being ever successful. And then we are going to just tell them, wait a second, let's go back. Let's see. There were stories in your life that you might not consciously thinking about. Let's just go back and see where are the situations where you were really successful, where you are achieving something, right? So it's very important when we are setting new successes. And like you mentioned, Kara, clarity is power. We have to be very focused on what success, which area of our life we want to focus on. And then when we are working on it, not to be discouraged, just keep in mind, writing down something at least, once a week. What was that success? Like any winning story. It doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes people are looking for something like extraordinary. It could be just ordinary things. Just, the point that the person wakes up every morning and does every day something towards that success, these baby steps, they also count. So just take the journal and just start jotting down saying, this week, this is my success. Next week, this is my success. And the more we are going to recognize it, the easier it's going to be for us to achieve it. And also we are celebrating ourselves. We are bringing all that positive energy, we are in high vibes.
Awareness.
Mm-hmm. Yes, awareness.
If anybody watching has ever felt like a dog chasing their tail with the, okay, what next, what next, what next, what next, what next, right? Put a Y in the comments. My team here is getting it. But if you're following along, show me you know what I'm talking about. By celebrating what Irina was saying, if you celebrate that success, rather than feeling like a dog chasing your tail on one flat plane, you realize you're actually going up a mountain. And each success takes you a little bit higher. You're still going round and round, but you're going up while you do it.
up the spiral. That's
Yeah.
all what it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Johnny, share your thoughts.
In my head, I agree with Irina that success has to be celebrated no matter how small it is. As you know, I have the dance studio, my other passion. And every time one of my students get a little bit of technique and they actually can achieve it proficiently, I help them celebrate. It might be the easiest thing for somebody who's been trained, but for them it's not that easy. For them, understanding a pattern, understanding the technique takes a long time. And also because their bodies, their muscle memory is not built. So we're just putting it together for them. So those little wins, I 100% think that should be celebrated. There's nothing worse than having a win and not celebrating it because it was not big enough. What that tells your soul, or at least the way that I see it, what it tells your soul is that it's not important. So then what happens when you actually make the big win? Because you made so many small wins, like, oh, it's another one, it's another win. It's nothing different.
Yeah.
So you have to celebrate those small wins.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. It goes back to what Adrian was saying, right? So you can just work the wheel, or you can climb that mountain with those celebrations. If you do both, success is just sitting there in the pump. It's happening every single day. You want to have more success, take it. It's right there waiting for you, but you got to pick it up though. It's great to say you want the success, but you actually have to take it.
Yeah.
So simple, not easy. So I would love to invite everybody to share one way to celebrate success in your specific field. So Adrian, for health, what's one small success that you know that everybody could take as a win today?
I would say probably focusing on non-food rewards, whether that's taking a nice bath or scheduling a slow yoga class or a dance class. I mean, that would be really fun too, right? Just something that makes you happy. But after a week of making a change, you're not sabotaging on the weekend, essentially.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. Did you all hear that? I'm going to say that again. Non-food rewards. When I say it, that was one of the hardest things in my life to learn. It really was. Because then what other kind of, if it's not a cookie, what kind of award? Oh, a dance party. Oh, going in, having a nice bath. Oh, kicking out of work a half hour early. Oh, hey, there's a lot of options.
Yep.
Yes. Irina, how about for you?
I would just say that, people start dreaming bravely, dreaming about something, that they never even thought is possible, because everything is possible if we believe in it. In order to receive, we need to believe in the first place. And success is yours if you believe, and you just keep doing what you're doing, keep going. And baby steps are going to take you to the mountain of Everest.
Oh my God, I love that. So that's lean into fear, right? Like that's if your goal doesn't scare you just a little bit, is it a great goal really? And go ahead and give yourself that. If you think there's no way I can ever make $100 million, what if you decided you could? What if you just said, but today I'm going to believe that? Not forever, but just today. What does that change? Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Johnny.
In my cases, I learned this from Anthony Robbins, anchoring. Anchoring. Every time somebody, even yourself, you do something good, point of contact somewhere, letting them know that what they did is right. And unconsciously, their body's like, oh, okay, this is working. So I love, for me, the way that I celebrate a win or help somebody celebrate a win without them knowing that I'm helping them even catch it sooner is by anchoring.
I love that's a biohack. That's brilliant. So when I succeed, I clap my hands, and then every time I clap my hands, I feel like I'm succeeding.
Yes.
Yes. So mine kind of goes along that way. I was going to talk about feedback because as in leadership, if you're getting feedback from your team, that's actually a huge win, even if it doesn't feel like it. But a practical one. So I like Johnny so much, I'm going to kind of jump off of that one. If you want immediate success right this second, here we go. Smile, but smile with your mouth and your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So what that is, it's a mirror feedback loop in your brain. What that means is that when you smile and contract both of those muscles, it sends a trigger to your brain. The brain's like, oh, we must be happy. Make happy juice. So it makes happy juice. And that makes both of those muscles contract, which then sends a trigger to your brain that says we must be happy. So it makes, and it's a power play. So this is a leadership power move because we are mostly still monkeys and monkeys see, monkey do. When I smile, you're going to mimic it. Not because I'm smiling now, you have to smile, but you are literally testing me to see if my smile is genuine by doing it yourself. But if I'm genuinely smiling at you, then you're now genuinely smiling, and now we're both pumping out happy juice.
Mm-hmm.
Instant win.
Yeah.
How beautiful. Love it.
That's called the Dushin smile. Thank you, Dr. Dushin. We love you so much.
Yep. And that's something that you can hear. Like at the beginning when I was younger, I used to work at a lot of call centers. And a smile, although you may not be seeing it physically, you can transmit that through the sound. People can tell when you're happy or just saying things because it's a fantastic day here at AT&T.
Singers, same thing. The smile changes the tone of your voice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take this. So that's kind of your story, right? So what is success? Well, what is it to you? It's a transient reality. What 10 years ago is not going to be the same as 10 years, and it's not going to be what's today. So you have to ask yourself, and you have to do the work. Like you want it and you want more of it. You have to ask yourself all the different places in your life that could be successful. What would that really look like? On your time, your money, your energy, and your wheel. And then you have to do the work of recognizing where you are having it so you don't just spin, but you climb. And that is what success is and how you have more of it. We want to share in this group. Each one of us has some successful things that we can put out there for you to come join us for more. I know Irina has a really exciting one, so I'm going to start with her.
Yes, tomorrow I have my powerful workshop. It's all about you. Please come join. It's interactive. It's complimentary. Just come and I'm going to share more tips about success, and we'll do some self-assessment about your life, and you'll be able to see which area you would love to improve. It's lots of fun. So please, if you can, join me 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lots of fun, lots of love. And I'll see you on the other side. Woo-hoo!
There we go.
Johnny, I'm hoping you know how to put that into the chats in the comments because I'm not seeing a way to do that.
Sure, I can go ahead and put it right now in the comments. Give me one.
Brilliant. While you're figuring that out, we'll go to Adrienne so she can talk about what she's got to offer everybody today.
Yeah, I have a complimentary 20-minute discovery call that we get on and we discuss your health issues, whether it's diabetes, IBS, etc. That's something that's holding you back from really performing very well in your life, and also your wellness goals. So that's all on onebitewellness.com.
Yes. I mean, if you want success in your health, sounds like you've got an immediate access to getting there. Hey, you want a success in your life? Irina put that in there. Hey. For me, if you would like a little clarity, please join me for a clarity session. It takes 15 minutes and we'll figure out what success means to you. I'm for it. And Johnny's got those all in there. So Johnny
I actually have my digital marketing agency. And in this case, we have highlight reviews. And what we do is we help you with your reputation management and SEO campaign to give visibility. So we do give you, like you heard, a complimentary review of your company. And then if you want to keep the review, then we can work on that further. But it will give you an idea of where you're at. Because the hardest thing in life, period, not only business, in life, is not knowing where you are and not knowing where you're going. So you have that set for you, then you have a north star, and then you can run somewhere. So that is the part that I help people with. So let me
Johnny,
show
I
you.
just love that comment. Know where you are and know where you're heading. It's so crucial because a lot of people don't have any clue.
Yes, and it's hard. You ask a business owner nowadays, well, how's your marketing doing? They're like, I don't know. Do you have any social media platforms active? Well, I don't know. Are you doing any blogs? Well, I don't know. So it's really disheartening to see that they have a functioning business, but they don't know anything, and yet they wanna have results. That's the first thing that I tackle. I help them figure out, okay, here's where you're at. You have this, and this works and this way. And now we can start working on a marketing strategy based on your goals. And that's pretty much how it works for anything. That's why I said I'm a marketing coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Or anything in life, anything, any area of your life. That's how it works. People have to know where they are and where they are heading.
Yep, that is true.
All right, friends, that is what we have for you today. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with us. Not entirely sure yet when our next podcast is going to be, so make sure that you click the link to join our group so that you will know and be able to come and learn with us while we listen, earn abilities, reflect, and network.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
you all.
you.
Bye.